Welcome back to Gyan Byte. You see a play video button. You click it. But that click just deleted your account. You never saw the real button. It was invisible, layered on top. That's clickjacking. Clickjacking doesn't need any code injection. No XSS. No CSRF tokens to steal. The attacker just loads your legitimate page inside a hidden iframe on their site and tricks you into clicking it. Your browser sends the request with your cookies because you clicked. We'll see the trick in action, walk through two real attack scenarios, build a clickjack from scratch, see why it still works today, and cover the defenses. No theory. All practical. Let's go. Here's what the victim sees. A page that says, click here to play video. Big friendly button. Nothing suspicious. But underneath that page, there's an invisible iframe. The attacker loaded your bank's transfer confirmation page, the real page, inside the iframe. They positioned it so the confirm transfer button sits exactly where the play video button appears. You click play video, but your click passes through to the invisible iframe. The bank sees a legitimate click on the confirm button from your authenticated session. Transfer complete. You never saw it coming. The trick is layering. The attacker's page is on top, visible. The real page is below, invisible. The iframe has opacity 0, completely transparent. But it still receives clicks. Your browser doesn't care that you can't see it. Clickjacking is not about injecting code. It's about making you click something real that you can't see. Real attack number 1. Amazon one-click purchase. The attacker creates a page with a game, click the target. Behind the game, there's a hidden iframe loaded with Amazon's one-click buy page for an expensive item. You're logged into Amazon, most people stay logged in. The attacker positions the buy now button exactly under the game's click target. You click the target in the game, your click hits the invisible buy now button. Amazon receives an authenticated one-click purchase request from your session. Order placed, gift card, shipped to the attacker's address. You find out when the credit card statement arrives. This actually happened. Amazon had to add frame-busting code to prevent it. One click, one purchase, no malware, no phishing form, just an invisible button on a legitimate page. Real attack number 2. OAuth consent hijacking. This one is still relevant today. An attacker loads the OAuth consent page, like Google's Allow This App Access screen, inside a hidden iframe. The victim sees a harmless button, maybe download PDF or continue to site. But the allow button on the OAuth consent page is positioned exactly underneath. One click and the attacker's app gets access to the victim's Google account, emails, contacts, Drive files. This isn't just OAuth. Admin panels are prime targets. Delete all users button behind a click here for a price page. Social media like buttons behind fake content, any authenticated action on any page that can be framed. If your page can be loaded in an iframe, every button on it is a clickjacking target. Every single one. Let's build a clickjack from scratch. This is the actual HTML and CSS an attacker uses. It's embarrassingly simple. First, the HTML, an iframe pointing to the target page, bank.com transfer confirm. Then a div on top, the bait. Click here to claim your prize. Now the CSS. The iframe gets positioned absolutely, takes up the full page, and gets opacity 0. Completely invisible. The bait div gets positioned exactly where the confirm button would be on the target page. Z-index -1, below the invisible iframe. That's it. 15 lines of code. The victim sees the bait text, clicks it, and their click hits the invisible iframe's confirm button instead. No JavaScript needed, just HTML and CSS. A clickjack attack is 15 lines of HTML and CSS. That's why the defense has to be on the server side, not the client. You'd think this would be a solved problem by now. It's not. Here's why clickjacking still works in the real world. Reason 1. Most developers don't set framing headers. They protect against XSS and CSRF, but forget that their pages can be loaded in iframes. No X frame options header. No frame ancestors CSP directive. The page is frameable by default. Reason 2. Legacy frame busting JavaScript doesn't work. The old approach, if window.top is not window, break out of the frame. But the attacker adds sandbox equals allow scripts to the iframe, which blocks the frame bust. Or they use double framing. JavaScript frame busting has been broken for over a decade. Reason 3. New UI patterns create new targets. OAuth consent screens, cookie consent banners, two-factor confirmation dialogues. Every new button that does something authenticated is a new clickjacking target. Clickjacking persists because framing is allowed by default and most developers never explicitly block it. So how do you actually stop clickjacking? There are 3 approaches. 2 work, 1 doesn't. Defense 1. X-frame options. This is an HTTP response header. Set it to deny no one can frame your page. Or same origin, only your own domain can frame it. It's one line on your server and it blocks all iframe-based clickjacking. Every major browser supports it. Defense 2. Frame ancestors in content security policy. This is the modern replacement. Frame ancestors none is like deny. Frame ancestors self is like same origin. But you can also whitelist specific domains. It's more flexible and it's the recommended approach. What about JavaScript frame busting? The old approach, if window.top isn't window, navigate away. It doesn't work. The attacker adds sandbox equals allow scripts allow forms to the iframe. This blocks navigation. Or they use the on before unload event to cancel it. Or double framing. JavaScript frame busting has been broken for years. Don't rely on it. X-frame options or frame ancestors CSP. Set it on every response. That's the defense, not JavaScript. 6 concepts. 1. Invisible button. The trick, an invisible iframe layered over a fake page. Real attack, one-click purchases on Amazon. Real attack, OAuth consent hijacking. Building it, 15 lines of HTML and CSS. Why it still works, no framing headers, broken frame busting, new UI targets, and defenses, X-frame options and frame ancestors CSP. The rules, set X-frame options deny or same origin on every response. Use frame ancestors in CSP for fine-grained control. Never rely on JavaScript frame busting. If you found this useful, like, subscribe, and stay secure. See you in the next one.